Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so please do keep in mind that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. And I am already shuffled the cards. I'm just giving them a quick cut and shuffle here, and we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. So the underlying energy is about planting seeds for the future. So we have 6 pentacles here, and this energy talks about pentacles are health, wealth, happiness, and part of that is coin. It's for like in the physical, and this energy is this person is giving money away to this beggar, but not this one, because this, and he's got the scale of justice here. So this is about learning the give and take in life, because these also represent your time, your energy, you know, that kind of energy, So the give and take, and how much to give and how much to take, when to give, when to take, who to give to, who to take from. And this is also about, so planting those seeds and that you can reap the harvest later, and keeping that in balance, knowing when to plant, when to harvest, that kind of energy. And the first card out, we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is saying that you're on your destined path. You notice the person that's driving this doesn't have any reins, because they're just powering it through by staying on their path. So this is talking about the power of your destiny. And quite often this can represent karma being cleared, and making movement, like that you want to make some sort of movement. Sometimes this can actually talk about getting a new vehicle, or that type of energy, or a new, moving to a new location kind of energy. And then we have Justice. So this card can also mean law and order, because in the old days, the police cars were like black and white, and they would call them black and whites. And that was the energy of law and order. And it's also the justice coming in, because there's like justice is following this card. So there could be some sort of legal matter that you're involved in, and it looks like you will be getting justice here, and quite quickly, because this means like it's already in motion. And so she's sitting on her throne in between these 2 pillars, and these 2 pillars represent good and bad, positive, negative, weak, strong kind of energy like that, and getting neutral. Once you can get neutral to your situation, you're more likely to get justice. And then the veil in the back there represents crossing the veil, and so your ancestors and descendants. So it's not just justice for yourself, but it's justice maybe that your ancestors have been waiting for, and that you want to clear the way for your descendants. And there's a Knight of Pentacles coming in. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of all of the knights in the deck. There's 4 of them. And he's focused on the pentacle and which direction to take it. So that's that energy coming here again. So he could plant these seeds here, and there's water here. So there's enough water probably to grow something. But he's also on the path of, which way should I go? He's making a decision. And the knights used to work for the kings and queen, like for the court. And they would start off as pages, and then when they were 21, if they could afford a horse, then they could become, and they were good at what they were doing, then their duties would extend out to further. And in those days, like they delivered messages in person. So this knight is bringing in a message of some I think some justice about some pentacles. That's what he's focused on, and it may have taken quite some time to have this justice come in. So this could be talking about an energy of it's the justice for your ancestors as well as you, and also for your descendants. So this could be a communication coming in that there's a court date or that a decision has been made, and legal matters, that kind of energy. So, it could be lawyers contacting you, or someone that is in that field. It also could be representing something that has to do with a corporation or a company, or maybe some disturbance that you've had at work, that kind of energy. And then we have the Lovers. So this is a choice about a partnership, or like this card is about romantic love generally. It's about who you choose to work with, who you choose to be with. This card is like the clouds in between the Lovers are saying, there's an angel here, but you guys need to get to know each other before you do business. That's what's, make sure you know who you're doing business with. That's the energy I'm getting. Because I don't see any cups here, although the Lovers do represent cups, but we'll see. Sometimes the Lovers could be in a dispute over money, or some sort of energy in that way. This card in the beginning was more a card of making choices about who you want to be with, and who this can also represent like a twin flame energy, or a soulmate energy. Oh, and then comes out the commitment card. So this is, in the tarot, this represents commitment, marriage. So with the Lovers in this card, it feels like there's something to do with marriage here. There's been a lot of energy about marriage coming in these end of the month readings. And I feel like on some level, this could just be like the whole planet is craving love, let's be more loving to each other. But this energy is crossing through the portal to make that choice that you're going to make a commitment, that maybe you want to, maybe the Knight of Pentacles is bringing in a message that let's get married, but there might be a prenup or something like that kind of energy. And then we have the Moon. So this card's been coming up a lot also, and this is really about the Moon is talking about a hidden illusion when the Joker, or not the Joker, but when the Fool, I said Joker though for a reason, I guess, is on their path. They sometimes are met with a lot of illusions. And sometimes this can also be about having illusions about marriage and about commitment. And there's a domestic dog here, and there's a wolf, and they're howling at the moon. And the energy is like, do I really want to go there kind of energy. But this lobster is climbing out of the emotional waters and has decided to go down this path. And, the sun is shining on it. That's God. The full moon has shed light on it. That was on December 4th. We had a full moon. And the new moon is coming up around the 20th. Plus, this card also represents like when there's like we have the solstice coming up. And so what's happening on the 21st is we have the shortest day, and then the longest night. And then after that, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, because we're going to have longer days and shorter nights after the 21st. And the energy is also talking about eclipses. And eclipse season was several months ago, but it's a lunar eclipse. When there's a lunar eclipse, it means that the sun's energy is stronger. And if there's a solar eclipse, then it means that the moon's energy is stronger. So this is talking about the cycles of the moon, and it's also talking about coming to the end of the cycle of moving into a new year, because this is we're getting very close to moving into the year of 2026, and 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, so that is a new year. It's a new cycle. And over like a 10-year period, we've been in 2025. It was a 4-year, or like 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9. And so that adds up to the 9 cycle, and the 9 is about endings. So this new year, a lot of people are feeling this energy, and these cards keep coming out like that it's time for the new, time to plant new seeds, time to, move into a different way of doing things. And that's because we're not just moving from one year to another. We're moving from one, decade-long cycle into another new cycle. And so a lot of people are feeling this. And maybe you don't understand why you're feeling it, but that's a big part of it. And then there's also that, that energy of the solstice on top of this. And they, it's a lot of energy. Like there's a real strong, these moons in December and the beginning of January are really intense. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So, is the justice coming to the Queen of Pentacles? The Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne, and she is known to be like someone that can really make something out of nothing. She understands the value of the dollar. She understands that money is a tool. She's good at getting it to work for her. And so she prefers quality over quantity. So she's not flashy with her money. This represents like generational wealth, like a legacy of wealth. The old rich, they don't tend to be so flashy with their money as the new rich. And here we have a cycle. Okay. So this cycle is ending. This is representing a never-ending nightmare, or having to do things over and over and over again the same way. And like a never-ending nightmare or Groundhog's Day. But the thing is, that's an illusion. There is nothing like this. No such thing as Groundhog's Day, because what they teach us in school about all the planets are going perfectly in alignment like this in a perfect circle, it's more like this. We're always moving in the universe, and so we're never, ever in the same place at the same time, even though it seems to be. And it feels like we're not moving, but we're actually moving all the time. And so that's the kind of energy of realizing, there is no such thing as Groundhog's Day, because you can't be in the same place at the same time, because you're never in the same place at the same time. However, it can be repeating energy, doing it in different places, basically, in the same house with the same people, that kind of energy. So this is talking about the illusions in your life and letting them go. We'll keep going here because it's not really clear. Okay, what is this about? Because this card can also represent having, because when the new moon and the full moon are around, we tend to have more psychic ability. Everybody does. And so quite often when people have an enlightenment, they will wake up in the wee hours of the morning, and this person could be like trying to remember. Maybe in their dream they saw, if I take this step and then this one and then this one and this one, and I take consistent steps of action, then I'll be able to reach my goal, whatever that goal is. If this is marriage, or wanting to do something with your partner, with your lover, we'll see. Being left out in the cold is on the marriage card and the illusion card. So this card is saying that, like, there's only 5 pentacles here, and there used to be 6. So it feels like something went awry here. And so that maybe someone proposed to you, or you proposed to somebody. Recognize that the Queen of Pentacles and the Knights, like everybody in the tarot, represent an archetype. So this could be a male in their feminine energy as well as a female in her feminine energy, and vice versa with this. But this card can also represent one person choosing to love themselves and coming together with masculine and feminine energy totally balanced, so that they they can take really strong actions and commitments towards what they want. When both lovers are strong within their masculine and feminine qualities, when the two of them get together, that's when you can create infinity. 1 + 1 = 2, unless they're super strong, and then it can create infinity. And so being left out in the cold could mean, like, because there's only 5 pentacles here and there's 10 in total. So for ultimate fulfillment, you would want 10 pentacles. So maybe there was a marriage proposal and you were planning to get married, and you still might be, or this could have happened past, present, future, but some sort of illusion came up and it created a lot of issues. And maybe there has been some enlightenment now because there's some justice coming in here. Ugh. No. The devil's here, right on the fulfillment and that. And you see this couple and that couple. It's kind of like, yeah, something was off here. Someone got left out in the cold. This could have been someone that married someone else for money, and that's all that they really wanted was the money. And that's why they were so focused on it. And, you know, they were tempted because someone had a lot of money. And we see a lot of that. And in the news right now, we're seeing a lot of major characters playing this one out. So this energy is talking about not like it didn't work out. And whatever reason it didn't work out is there was tactics. Because this energy talks about these two people are out in the cold, but they could go into the church for respite, but they've decided to collaborate with each other and work together, you know, and that could be what their marriage was about. And it was an illusion, their marriage. It could be a fake marriage, actually, is what's coming up. And this energy is making me burp, actually, excuse me. So, like, you notice the difference. There's no sun. And these two are chained to this box of Saturn. And they're chained around the neck. They could slip out of those pretty easily, but the temptation was too great. And so this could talk about problems within the marriage, or it could be talking about the marriage was just, you know, wasn't like being left out in the cold. It could have been like one partner was left out, it was really about money and not about love and fulfillment. It was fulfillment for one person, not the other. But these two are collaborating, but that is what marriage is, basically. And so it could have been like a false collaboration. And now, if this was you, you're waiting to find out about your pentacles and for justice to be served. So when the devil comes out, you're not going to get the truth out of the devil because this is an energy of temptation. And so I always cover it to see the devil can't do their own dirty work because the devil's not a person, it's an entity, like an energy of temptation and, you know, getting what you want, however, at all costs, right? And this energy, they have to send a minion in. He has to send a minion in to do his dirty work for him. So I always cover it with another card to see if we can get some sort of idea what that's about. And here we have it. We have 2 wands here. And one person standing there with the globe, and he wanted to have the world. I feel like this is the energy. It's more about how can I expand my horizons than I want to have the fulfillment with this person. And so they maybe fell for some sort of temptation, or it just was false from the beginning, you know? Yeah, and this person was looking at their wand, like this energy is coming up and there's some communication coming in. So the Page of Wands represents the element of fire, and that's sitting right on here, the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this person married for money. And they've got the world in their hand, and they're a big fish in a little pond. And now maybe they got bored or whatever, like, you know, the energy's like that. So this is the minion that they sent. Someone was sent in to be in a false marriage. Like that's the energy, and it's regarding some pentacles. And now the information regarding this, that would be why justice is being served. I feel like it's coming in a hurry here. And this energy is like there's action being taken on some level. Now this could be like in the courts or lawyers, or who it could be like, just these two people taking action with each other, like something like that. And then we have judgment being called. Whoa. So this is like, yeah, whatever was going on here, some information has now come in about the actions that this person took. And they're being left out in the cold because justice is going to be served. And so there was something not right about this marriage from the beginning. It was like fake in some way, or the reasons why they got married were fake kind of energy. This also can represent someone who married someone because they wanted to be able to move to a specific country. And they had to, the only way they could think of to do it was to get the visa, and all that was to get married. The Knight of Cups is coming in. So this is with the Cup of Love. And so I feel like this energy, justice, and the Knight of Cups on there with the Chariot is this information coming in about what was supposed to be like a marriage about love, a cup of love, but it was false. I feel like it was false, and that's being, so there might have been fraud, there might have been all sorts of schemes. There's all sorts of schemes out there these days, isn't there? There always has been, but now it's like really easy, and it feels like, remember, this can also be a woman in her masculine energy. And this is someone who presents themselves as the knight in shining armor, the perfect companion, the perfect lover, the perfect person for you. And that might, there might be some elements of that in there, but that's not what the cup of love they're bringing in. It was not real. If you didn't have the money, if you didn't live in that country, they would have left you out in the cold. If you would have even had half the money. And this is about learning the give and take and having discernment. So I'm building a pyramid here. So this bottom line is the tools that you have to be able to move forward. And this line is about, okay, what are the obstacles? So I don't know, like this could be a proposal at this point. Or this could be about this marriage already having been through past, present, future, wherever you are in this energy. And so this is about the obstacles, and now it's about the courage to be able to face it. And okay, what can we do about it? Okay, so now we have the King of Pentacles coming in. So the King of Pentacles is someone who is very well known for their business acumen. They are focused on the pentacle. And when the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles come together, it's usually quite a stable marriage. Like they have the same reasons, but here we have an illusion sitting on the Queen of Pentacles. So perhaps the Queen of Pentacles energy was not what she was presenting herself to be. And remember, this could be a male in their feminine energy, and this could be a female in their masculine energy. So take it how, it is for you. But both of them are focused, like, look they're focused on the dollar. That's their main concern in this marriage. So maybe the two of them got married for money. And maybe the marriage was not about their money. That's why Law and Order is coming in here. And maybe there was a King of Pentacles with all this money, and they were really after that money. And for some reason, if they got married to each other, maybe one of them, because the Queen of Pentacles, if the Queen and the King of Pentacles are a couple, this could represent a couple. This is the couple. This is just confirmation I'm getting that this cup of love from the King of Pentacles was given to the Queen of Pentacles, and that was about money. Like, and sometimes people are really upfront in that, and this is generational wealth. So if people are getting together at this level, they probably know that the other person has generational wealth. Like, this is a legacy. This is a lot of money. The Ten of Pentacles is the most money, or like the King of Pentacles is past the Ten of Pentacles. Like, it's someone who, but it also can be someone who manages money, like a financial advisor, insurance broker, mortgage broker, a financial advisor of a corporation, you know, that kind of energy, accountant, you know, someone that's very high placed though, like that's really, and respected in the community as someone that you could go to for advice. So, you know, I would say, well, maybe someone went for some advice, and that was the person that was in this energy. We have rowing off to calmer waters with God here. So this energy is talking about wanting to get out of the rough waters, the emotional turmoil, and moving forward to calmer waters. And by doing that, by going inward and really deciding, okay, what do we want here? The energy is talking about you have to dig deep, because like he has to be able to put this pole into the water to be able to move this. And there's two swords here. And I feel that those represent the couple going through this trying time here. So it could be that whatever they did didn't work. It could be that this is the couple that had lost money somehow. Something like that. We'll see. Yeah, someone, this Page of Wands energy, that communication coming in, was talking about all these opportunities if this person got married. And so, but these opportunities are challenges. Like, these are gifts in each cup, and each cup represents a different gift. But the gifts can be challenges that are possibilities disguised as challenges, and they can be possibilities disguised as challenges in this case. There's a snake here, and, you know, there's like, there's flowers, and there's a wreath, and there's a beautiful person. So there's also, like, there's choices. And this is about, through this marriage, it made, this cup of love allowed the King of Pentacles, it looks like, to have way more opportunities, or this energy, the Queen of Pentacles, was advised that if they made this move by a financial advisor or something, that it would solve the problem. With, you know, or that you know, if you're marrying and you're moving to another country, it costs a lot of money. You have to get good lawyers to make sure it's done properly. And then we have someone who's looking into the horizon now. And this is past this point now. We have one wand here. And we have two wands here. And now this is like leaving these two wands behind now and just going with the one wand. And now he's in a different country. You see that? So that's the energy, I feel like. And maybe he wanted to get out of the cold, you know? I don't know, like, I think it was something like 45 degrees Celsius, minus Celsius in the prairies in Canada this week. So who could blame someone who wants to get out of the cold? There was something fishy. Something stinks about this relationship. Like, yeah. It wasn't on the up and up is what's coming up. And maybe now, maybe they both knew because they're a couple, or maybe one of them didn't know. So however this works for you, but this is something like, if this is coming into the future, this is saying make sure that you know who you're marrying. Like, these clouds represent someone who doesn't really know someone as well as they think they do. And we've got this devil energy under the reason why the person was tempted to move somewhere, and they were willing to, you know, do what they needed to do it. And if that meant a fishy proposal, you know, then they were willing to do that. It was like, because this is about the obstacles of, and then this is about having the courage to go through with it. And so, yeah. And then we have 6 cups here. And this is also, again, talking about an illusion, because these 6 cups are full of flowers of innocence. That's what the white shows. And it looks like 2 children and someone watching over them, but then you look closer and you realize, hey, this is a gnome, and this is an old lady, or is that a young lady? It depends on which way you look at her face. And she's wearing a white mitt, and that represents not wanting to get her hands dirty. So, yeah. And this card can talk about reconciliation, and it can also talk about reuniting energy. But this can be reconciliation within yourself. And look at, they're offering this cup of love, and it's like, oh, it's like on the up and up. But it's right next to the cup with the fish in it. So it's something fishy. You know, that energy. And then we have wands being launched. So this could represent actions being taken by the couple. And right now, the only couple we really have here is the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So this can also, could represent a marriage that was arranged, you know, for a country or something like that. A mail order bride kind of energy, that kind of energy. There's a lot of things coming up here as I'm getting into this energy. So this represents now, though, that some sort of action has been taken. And this is about going after your heart's desires. So maybe it wasn't a happy relationship because it was just focused on the money. And now you're in this place where you're reconciling. Okay, this is what happened. And hiring, lawyers or whatever to look into it. And you want justice, and it's on the way. There's justice coming in for this. Yeah, there's an energy of walking away from this. So the new moon and the solstice are around the 20th, and then on the 21st, and then the full moon coming in is on the 3rd of January. So if something new information came in, perhaps by the 3rd of January, you'll be in a better position to be able to release it and maybe know what's happening. So this energy is saying there's something fishy here. And you might be aware of it already. You might have been aware of it for a long time, but like now, this energy says there's some justice coming in. And then we have, look at 10 of Cups. So this is ultimate fulfillment. So this energy, I'm getting on some level, this could have just been like 2 people who thought they were in love with each other, but found out they loved the money more than each other kind of energy. Or there was something fishy going on, and it was the other scenarios. But this card is like, there's 8 cups here. So this is, there's only 10 cups, and this is the 10 cups. So by walking away from this energy, taking action to reconcile this within each other, or maybe reconciling with someone else, or reconciling your differences, that movement, that action, and then walking away from the mess. And maybe that's where these 2 cups, like the 2 lovers are now free of this like whatever happened here, or they've been caught and now this couple's free. There's a lot of scenarios coming in here. And then we have, in the end, like, because this is talking about having a strong foundation for making pentacles. And it can mean, like, there's 3 levels of making money is what it represents. This is safe, heart's desires, crowning glory. And so, and it's sitting on the King of Pentacles and rowing off to calmer waters. So this could be that this King of Pentacles knows that he can make money again and he wants his happiness. You know, and that could be someone that he met and he does want to ask them to marry him, and he considers that the perfect person for him. There's a lot, like, this is a general reading, and there's a lot of energy coming in with a lot, like, just a lot of scenarios. There's some regret, though, over 3 spilled cups. And, like, look at, there's the 3 lined up, and this energy keeps coming up. And so I don't know, this energy, the regret over spilled cups, and a lot of love energy coming in. So I guess, you know, these days marriage is a 50-50 proposition, you know, and like, so there can be a lot of regrets about these 3 cups, and the energy is like to improve this situation, because that's what we want to do, is move forward, is to quit focusing on what's been spilled, quit crying over spilt milk. It's actually wine, but that's the energy. Pick up these 2 cups and, you know, go down the path, cross the troubled waters, over the bridge, and go to the castle. And the castle is half dilapidated and half full. And so this represents, you know, is your energy going to be, is the glass half full or half empty? And you notice there's both these 2 black silhouettes and all the possibilities that were coming up. And so whatever possibilities these people felt, if it was a fake marriage, they're in regret now, because they put a lot of work into it and they have to walk away from it. If it's a legal matter, that's what I'm picking up, because it's been, whoever this King of Pentacles is, as someone that figured it out. And now there's regret here, because it's, you know, this energy is like, okay, we only had 2 cups to go, but we have to walk away from it now. And then, oh, look at this. This is really interesting, because this is soulmate energy on the fulfillment and the walking away. So this is saying, and this energy has been coming up so much, that, you know, if you're stuck in a situation that you know, like, and you feel stuck in it, this moving from 2025 to 2026 is the perfect time to make that change, because the universe is supporting the new. And it's about kind of like, this is when this is like 2 cups that we're missing here for the 10 of cups. And look at it sitting right on here. And all of these 7 cups, 7 plus 3 cups equals 10. This is saying you'll get back what you lost. So quit focusing on the regret. And this can also say, on some level, if something happened to you and it was like an iffy marriage and you felt left out in the cold, and you felt like it didn't work out and you'll never get married again, this is saying, don't punish yourself. Like, look at, there's lots of opportunity here to replace that energy. You know, that it's really clear here. Like, there's all sorts of opportunity if you let go of the regret and move forward. And this represents moving forward to calmer shores with God. And this represents being on your destiny. So this, you know, I feel like this energy's been coming up. Like, sometimes we hold on to the regret and the anger and all of that, and instead of moving forward. And also recognizing that soulmates don't necessarily have to be romantic lovers. But in this case, I think with all this energy it is. But sometimes they come in to clear karma with each other, and then it's over. And the karma's cleared and they're just not interested in each other anymore. So it could have something to do with that also. This can also represent one person that is really strong and even in their masculine and feminine energies, and they embody the energy of both the King and the Queen of Pentacles in one individual. And, you know, that energy can heal a lot. Like this represents healing here. So this can represent healing finances, love, health, all sorts of things. When your masculine and your feminine energy are 50-50, then you're able to use your intuition and you're able to use your logic and come to creative solutions to solve problems. And now the Knight of Wands is coming in. And this is Sagittarius energy. This is a Sagittarius new moon in a couple days here. So this energy is coming in with another communication. And notice that the Knight of Wands is considered like a rebel with a cause. And he's very like, sexy and passionate and enthusiastic. And he loves the mysteries of the world. And he has a real optimistic viewpoint. And so that's the energy I feel like. Look at this person is at their back turned to this energy. And it's kind of like, let go of the regret. If you made a mistake in love, and, don't punish yourself and be in this energy for the rest of your life. Anything that you've lost here in finances, money, can be regained. Once you've been successful, you have the ability, you understand success, and you can start over again, but you're not really starting over because you have this life experience that you didn't have before. So this is really talking a lot about, because I keep picking up, like, marriage is pretty much 50-50 now. Half the marriages end in divorce. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands is... she's not as focused on money anymore. She already figured out money isn't, that's not, the material world is not her main concern. The Queen of Wands wants to be on a path where they're passionate about what they're doing and really enjoy life. And they have a very optimistic outlook. They have the sunflower here because they follow their divine path that God meant for them to be on. They're intuitive, so they look for creative solutions. They're aware. See, look how this figure now, this darkness here, has shrunk. The regret is only this big now. And the energy is more like recognizing, okay, how can we make, you can't turn a negative into a positive, but you can take positive steps of action to have a positive outcome. And that's what she's focused on. So this is really good energy. This is indicating possibly that this energy is now not so worried about losing any coin, but they're more interested in having a passionate life and living the life that they want to live and using their intuition and their logic to get there. And this is also saying they haven't given up on love. That's the energy I'm getting. So if that's you, way to be. Yeah, and then we have, it's been a battle of wills. This represents, the swords represent thoughts and mental energy and being caught up in that mental energy. And you see, do you notice here that the only other place where there's swords is here, where you think it's a never-ending nightmare and it's sitting on an illusion. So there's always a solution. And this, I feel this is talking about someone when they were younger and then they got, a little bit older and that. So every battle you get in, this could be other people, or it could be like the battle about the marriage and still having to here, like willing to give it another go kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. Realizing that you know more now. So you're not starting over from scratch. You're starting over with all this knowledge, and you still have these two cups, and look at, like, the energy is improving. And the sun comes out. There we go. I'm just getting like this energy, like, don't beat yourself up. If you were in a relationship and it turned out that the person just wanted your money, so be it. You're not the first person that's happened to. And if you were the person that went after the money and then maybe you fell in love and they found out and now they don't want you. And you realize, oh, money isn't everything. Or it could be about, you don't accept offers and you won't be tempted by lovers that want to marry you because you're too worried about your money. It matters more than the passion kind of energy. So the sun, when it comes out, that's the happiest card in the deck. And so it's shining some light on this situation. And it's saying, you were born to enjoy a good life. And that's your destiny. And your destiny is coming in for you. But you have to let go of the old energy, the regret, learn from your mistakes and move forward, whether that be in your love life, your pentacles, you know, the give and take of life, basically. You're not the only one that has ever been in this position, and you won't be the last one either. Is what, yeah, and that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Yeah, that's the energy coming in. So I feel like, I don't even feel like this is necessarily about a certain couple or anything. I think this is more about kind of a lesson from the universe in the matters of love, although it could resonate with some of you, you know, as, oh no, this happened to me, and you want clarification. Don't worry, I will clarify this. But I feel like it's also talking about sometimes we have to cut through the bullshit and we have to get to the truth to be happy. And that requires us, you know, being able to dig deep to do so and really get to the truth of the matter. Yeah, and it's also saying, look at this, because the nine of Cups is here, and that's just one less than this 10 of Cups. And the difference, I feel like this is saying the difference between being in regret and being here is wishing for things, but not going after it, you know? Like you could sit there and I wish my life was different. I wish, and you could sit on that stage, you know, it's almost like he looks like a genie and his feet are turned out. And in body language, this talks about leaking energy, you know? And this also, the arms in this position across the chest represents like a closed heart. Like I'm not willing to take that risk to hurt my heart, you know? I don't want to, I would rather wish for something than really go for it. Because this is saying like many a race is lost in the last lap. And when we look at this card, we can't tell, is that he's on a stage and people are looking at him. And he feels like incongruent in his body language because he's not comfortable. And maybe is that because these are already on a shelf above his head and he's already accomplished this? Or are they behind him? You know, is this the past? And now he knows this is happening and it's not what it seems kind of energy. So that's kind of, this to me feels like image mattering more than the truth kind of energy. Here we have the Page of Swords coming in, and this is saying that this energy on here, it's like keep your eye, keep focused on what you want. You know, when you're 9 cups in, you're highly favored and there's a good chance you're going to win. But don't drop the ball. Like don't take your focus off. Don't get distracted. Because this energy is talking about, like, of all the pages, there's 4 of them. His element is like the mental, you know, focus. And he's not focused on the sword here at all. He's looking into the, you know, he's on a golf trip. It looks like, you know, that kind of energy. That's what I feel like. Sometimes I read this card differently, but this is also a card talking about if something was a wish, it means you don't have it. And maybe the reason you don't have it is because it's not what you really want. And you just think you do. That's what I'm picking up. And then, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And that also is a Sagittarius energy. So this energy is talking about the Wheel of Fortune clicking and turning. And on the new moon, in 2 days from when I'm doing this reading, is the new moon is in Sagittarius. So reading from the bottom up to the top and back down again, we have the Chariot. So this is some, it's saying that this path you're on is destined for you and it's starting to move forward. There was a love offer by the Knight of Cups, and either they went to the King of Pentacles for advice, or they are the King of Pentacles. There was a lot of money involved here. And so we already had the devil energy here, and it felt like this wasn't like a 100% offer of love. It was more to do with a lot of this money here, and having like this, wanting the heart's desires and the crowning glory when it comes to money. And this can sometimes talk about don't sell yourself short, or don't play small kind of energy. So you can have love and money, and so this energy, there's some regret around it. And it has to do with having to walk away from this. It didn't turn out. It's not going to turn out the way that, if this was like iffy energy, it's been found out. Justice is going to be served. And the truth is out, and when you're in court, you say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. That's the energy. The truth is out. The truth is, or it's about to be out. And it might, and the truth will be delivered, not in the old days like on horse, but it could be through social media, news. It could be like, this could be something bigger that's happening in the world, I feel like. And it also represents like scenarios probably for some of you that will listen to this, or have listened to this, or that kind of energy. This is past, present, or future. But the wheel of fortune is turning, so luck is on your side. And if you've been wronged when it comes to money and love, I feel like the truth is going to come out about that, and you will be compensated, because you've got the happiest card on the deck. So the universe and God have your back. That's what this is saying. And this energy is talking about a soulmate coming in. So that this energy could be because maybe you looked into this and then you decided, no, that's not for me. And you had some regrets because you really thought this person loved you. That now, because of that, your real soulmate can come in and you'll be very happy. This is the happiest card in the deck, and it's shedding light on everything else that's happened. So this is coming in about this indecision, this battle of the minds, the battle of wills, battle with other people is over. Like, it's like, you're standing there and you will stand your ground, and you have in the past. But I feel like this is also talking about competing with your own last version. And so every time that you face a challenge, and you have the courage to do so, you're closer to getting that, this ultimate happiness. And then we have the Queen of Wands coming in. I feel like this is a change in, not opinion so much, but a change in mindset from this energy. It's kind of like, you know what? I'm not beating myself up. I'm not going to be focused so much on what I lost here or on money. I would rather be with my soulmate and be really happy. And you can have both. And she's aware of that. Like, it just is going to take some creative solutions to get there. And that life can be an illusion. Both the illusions are sitting here. And this can be about reconciliation within yourself, as well as, this can be about forgiving someone and reconciling with them, someone from your past. But I don't feel that's what that's about here. I don't feel like that this energy is going to reconcile. And then there was something fishy in this cup that came in. That's the energy causing a lot of problems and loss of some money. But now it feels like you understand the give and take of life better, and what to take, when to take it, how much to pay experts, all that kind of energy. I really feel like you, with this change of attitude here, that it's going to resolve itself. That's kind of what I feel like. The past is just going to be like, you're going to let it go. And once you let it go, then, your true destiny can come in for you. And maybe that's talking on a greater scale in the world also. So this, if you're enjoying this, please do like and comment. It's really heavy energy in one way, but in another way, it's like kind of life. And that's what's been coming up in the readings a lot. it's really interesting. The readings I've done in the last few days, there's been a lot of love coming out, and then a lot of like misunderstandings in it. Maybe it's saying that the whole world needs more love. So I'm going to clarify this with my oracle, and this is Tales from the Vector. So I started working on this in 2007, and I completed the 64th painting in 2020. And now I'm getting ready to bring it out. And I'm working with you guys online here to get the information for the book. I have I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and that's TAILS from thevector.com. And I will have in the description box below the numbers of the paintings as they appear on my site in the gallery. So if you want to go there, there's more information there, and it might give you more clarity. So the first card from the bottom of the deck coming out is attachment. So this is a karmic space of attachment, is when you become too attached to the situation you're in, and then you can't see your way out of it. And it's kind of this energy, like if you look at a spider, spiders, they spin a web, and then if you sweep it away, they just spin another one, and it's even more beautiful than the last. So spiders don't get all messed up, they just naturally go out and spin another web. And that's kind of the energy that once you understand how to give and take, once you know how to spin a web, then you'll always know how to spin a web, and everything will be even more beautiful, because you'll be better at it every time. And that also represents this energy here. And then we have the jealousy. So this energy is talking about somebody wanting somebody else's money, being jealous. And it's also saying, I'd rather be better than bitter. So whatever you've lost here, if you can come to resolution and reconciliation within yourself first and foremost, then you can move forward and not be bitter. Like this, if you're bitter about what happened to you, then you lose even more. And then this is the Aries energy coming in. So this is about being versus doing. And that's like this energy of not knowing what to do. So if you don't know what to do, consult with an expert, someone, a lawyer or a financial advisor or whatever. Make sure you use your intuition to pick the right one. And this is the energy of the new coming in. And I really do feel that that's saying the justice is coming in, and you will be able to be and do what you want. And it'll be like a new cycle for you, a new world. And it takes strength and integrity to be a healthy couple. And if you didn't have that from the beginning, it would be very challenging to have a real strong relationship in the end. We have the energy of the shooting star. And so this is when you make this wish, but you don't put the work into it, and you're leaking energy, and you don't really know what's really going on, because you need to look into it more. Closing your heart, deciding, okay, it's not worth it. And a lot of people quit right before they're about to have success. So this is about having a really good attitude, when this energy comes up. And then we have the moon energy sitting on the moon. So that's just clarifying the moon. If you have discipline of your mind, then you can have reckless abandon, WRECK, less. So discipline of the mind allows you to have freedom. And freedom is where it's at. Then we have the Virgo energy. So Virgo energy is talking about the young adult being able to communicate in a strong way. Instead of anal criticism, analytical critique. So going inward and finding out, okay, what did I miss here? So that in the future, that you'll have you'll be able to take what you learned from it and move forward. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune here. And so the Wheel of Fortune is confirming that from up here. And so what is that sitting on? That is sitting on this devil energy. Yeah, so stay on your destined path and it will come to you anyway, and you will enjoy it because it's something that was meant for you, not for someone else. And then we have the anger. So yeah, I'd rather be better than bitter. This is talking about, you know, if you hold anger in, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And, you know, being angry, yeah, it might be justified, but eventually you have to let go of it if you want fulfillment in your life. And then we have the High Priestess energy. So the High Priestess is sitting close to God, and this is about using your intuition to get what you want, to stay on your divine path. And it may seem like, because the judgment coming in here, it may seem like the world is a real unjust place, and it is. Having said that, and ultimately, you know, the judgment belongs to God, and there's reasons that we don't know why things are happening the way they're happening. And in the end, justice is served. And then we have Taurus energy. So this is about really learning a lot. Like you know, Taurus energy is the toddler stage of life, and it's talking about having to learn about give and take, and that's this energy here. And we all have to learn lessons, some the hard way, some the easy way. That's the energy I'm picking up there. And then a mother's worry. So, you know, this energy, mothers are taught to worry, and perhaps you know, you were raised with that, like, you know, if you don't worry, then, you know, you're going to make a mistake kind of energy. But if you noticed when you're in this position and you're going, you know, and you're worrying and you can't sleep, did worry ever really help? No, it just compounds it. So this is about, you know, not being a worrywart. That's the energy I'm picking up. And this is energy talking about, you know, there's a few signs coming out here, and I just want to point out, when I'm talking about zodiac in a general reading like this, I'm talking about the state of being of that sign, like in a really good, like, what is the purpose of this energy? What does it, what does it contribute to the universe? And also, it's talking about the stage of life, like kind of the stage of learning, or what the, you know, what that energy is about. So it's not really talking about an age, but it's talking about a stage of life. Like you could be feel like a young adult and be 80, you know, that energy, and you could still be acting like an adolescent girl that just started her cycles when you're like 50. You know, that's the energy coming up. Now, some of these signs might be someone you know that's in this energy, or it's similar. You can recognize some people, but that would be up to you. That's not my. That's not why I'm bringing these signs out. I'm just bringing up the energy so that we can learn from it. And each of the signs has their strengths and weaknesses, and they've been in place for, there's so much information in that we can learn so much from the energies, and just realize, you know, that we don't want to be, and with this energy, it's talking about this moon energy. Be careful, because when the full moon and the new moon are out, we can really feel that energy 3 days before and 3 days after. You notice that the tides of the, go with the tides of the moon. The tides in the ocean are different. This is the same within us, because we're mostly made up of water. And so it does have an effect on us. And then we have the Hermit. So this is about safe travels, like knowing when to go inward and use your intuition, and when to use your logic. Being like, you know, to be able to use both and get the best result. And then we have the need to be right. Yeah, we need to let go of the need to be right, because we don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. So this energy is just talking about sometimes, because it's sitting right on the happy card, yeah, you might be beating yourself up because you made a mistake here and you weren't right about who you chose or what you did here. Or it could be like you feel like you were right and you want justice, and until you're proven right, you're not going to be happy. But you could wait a long time. Sometimes people wait generations for justice, and that's kind of the energy here. Justice will come in God's time. Yeah, and expectations create limitations. So you're foolish if you think you're going to run the universe. If you're like, hey, if it doesn't happen exactly the way I expect it to when I'm on my journey here, then I'm going to be miserable, and I want it to happen my way. Good luck with that. That's the energy. And I'm going to put one on top of that. Here we are. You're going to be a superstar in 26. You are meant to be, and you are meant to be a happy person. So, I love to see that card at the top there. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I've enjoyed it. Like, it's been a real kind of heavy at times, but I feel like that's what a lot of us are feeling right now. So I'm not surprised that this came out like this. If you enjoyed it, please do like and comment, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of my channel. It would be an honor for me. I will have another reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.